Paradise here at Unity of Tacoma. Welcome to Unity of Tacoma. Thank you for joining us this morning. If you're joining us through the internet, we don't always know who's joining us from anywhere. And if you're watching on YouTube, we'd like you to. We welcome you, and we're glad you're watching. And all of you who are here, who are joining us here on Zoom, we're so glad you're here. This is Luna. She's not going to look at you because she's watching her mom intensely. But she wanted to cuddle for a minute, and I wanted to show her. We'll start this morning with music from Christine S. Young. Christine S. I'm just so glad she's here, and I'm glad to be a part of this with her. Will you open us with song, Christine S.?
I get up in the morning and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I get up in the morning and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I can make this day what I want it to be, for in all things it's the truth I see. I get up in the morning and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I go about my day and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I go about my day and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I can make this day what I want it to be, centered in joy and prosperity. I go about my day and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. When I come home in the evening and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. When I come home in the evening and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I can make this day what I want it to be. Namaste, behold the light in you and me. I come home in the evening and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. When I lay down at night, I celebrate with a brand new gratitude. When I lay down at night, I celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I can make this day what I want it to be, holding peace for all people from sea to sea. When I come home at night, I celebrate with a brand new gratitude, with a brand new gratitude. I celebrate every day of my life with a brand new gratitude.
Thank you very much, Christine S. We're so glad you're here today. Let's take a moment, if you will. We're going to open with prayer. We'll start with our prayer for protection. If you know that and care to repeat that with us, feel free. Otherwise, just join us here for a moment. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. We give thanks for this time together and for this opportunity to link our hearts and minds through technology, to link our hearts and minds in ideas, through ideas and through desires. We give thanks for this opportunity. We give thanks for this opportunity to learn, to grow, and to be together. And so it is. Amen. Victoria, you have some announcements, or you have an announcement.
I do. Good morning, everybody. Um, my announcement is that this first Saturday of April coming up on April 4th will be our next sandwich making day. Our outreach project to help the homeless here in Tacoma. Those who are, we have lots of people in need right now, and we are working with the Kingfisher tiny home village. And that's where we're taking our sack lunches now. We make 100 sack lunches per month on that first Saturday of the month. And we look for volunteers to come. Let us know through our website or whatever if you're interested, and we'll send you all the contact information. But it's in the morning around 11 o'clock to noon. It only takes about an hour to do 100 sack lunches. We got it down pretty good now. So I invite you all and keep that in mind. We also collect donations of clean used clothing of all kinds, shoes, men's, women's, children. And now also Kingfisher is accepting people there who have pets, so they don't have to give up their pets. So we're also collecting things for the pets, cat food, dog food, toys, clothing. Doggies need clothing, kitties need clothing in the cold. But the Kingfisher's a pretty great place, and I'm so glad we've been able to work with them as of late. And that's it for now.
Well, thank you so much, Victoria.
Okay.
Where is that Kingfisher
Oh,
tiny
the
village?
Kingfisher Village is on the corner of South 84th and Hosmer.
Okay,
And it sits there's a restaurant on that corner, and it's right behind them,
Denny's.
across from the gas station.
Okay, it used to be a Denny's. I don't know if it still is.
Actually not. This has been an empty lot for at least 15 years.
Okay,
That's just been waiting for a good purpose, and
okay,
Kingfisher has come in, and this is a facility where people who are willing to come off the street are brought in, and they can stay there for 90 days. And during that 90 days, they will get help with finding other housing and getting their lives in order. It's really a great organization.
good. Good. That's a good group to support. Thank you so much, Victoria.
You're welcome.
Christine S., you're going to bless us with music again.
Stand up, sing out, let life know what you're all about. Speak up, claim it. Stand up, sing out, let life know what you're all about. Speak up, claim it. Shape your life as you see fit, then go make good use of it. Oh, stand up, sing out, let life know what you're all about. Speak up, claim it. Stand up, sing out, let life know what you're all about. Speak up and claim it. Shape your life as you see fit, then go make good use of it. Then go make good use of it. Oh, you just stand up, sing out, let life know what you're all about. Speak up and claim it. Speak up, claim it. Stand up, sing out, let life know what you're all about. Speak up, claim it. Shape your life as you see fit, then go make good use of it.
Claim your power. Thank you so much, Christine S. Today, I'm talking about the faculty of power. I'm working my way through the 12 powers. I'm not doing it exactly the way Charles Fillmore did, but I have ideas about these 12 attributes that still hold true for me, even though I'm not part of Unity anymore, and my beliefs have gone all over the place. Uh, but actually, they haven't gone all over the place. They finally settled down for me. Anyway, the faculty of power. In Fillmore's work is through the power of the word. The idea is that our personal power is expressed and is given meaning in our lives through language and through the power of the word. My father used to sing all the time. He'd be going about his chores. He would be driving along in the car, or he would be working with the horses, and he would just all of a sudden start singing, and uh, he would. He would usually sing one of two things. It was either the hymns, the old hymns that we were singing in church, in the Baptist church at the time. Of Daddy was a Baptist preacher, if that's not a part of your context yet, and it was either that or it was a Johnny Cash song. And he would sing one or the other. One of the hymns that he would sing just almost all the time was one called "Power in the Blood." There's power in the blood. And when he was singing a Johnny Cash song, it could be anything, but one of them was "A Boy Named Sue." You remember "A Boy Named Sue"? Oh, it was just a big comedy. The idea of a man with a girl's name. Oh, that was great entertainment when he made that song, and he tells the song about how that name empowered him in life, and then finally came to understand that the father that gave him that name wasn't trying to hurt him. And it's a silly song. If you want to look up "A Boy Named Sue," just do it. It's just entertainment. But at the same time, it's about the power of the word. Well, other song that my father would sing is called "Power in the Blood," and I kind of mashed those songs together today for a title to call it "Power in the Mud." In that song, "Boy Named Sue," they end up fighting in the mud and the blood and the beer, and and that's how that one song ends. Well, "Power in the Blood" was just a standard that we would sing on Sunday mornings, but it was especially become meaningful for people around this time of year because next week is going to be um, Palm Sunday, and then it's going to be followed by Easter. And before they celebrate their belief in a person who was dead rising from the dead. Uh, uh, the story is about um, uh, the story is about what's created around him through the power of the word. The people who caused that death are talking about it. And then it happens. The people who fear that death are talking about it, and then and so forth. Well, power in the blood. I want to explain just a little bit. Um, um, I was one of my first messages that I ever gave in as a Unity ministerial student was when the teacher assigned us a random verse, and mine was all about blood, and I had to explain how different things are for us culturally today than they were when these stories and even when these songs were invented. And I'm not going to belabor that, but the revulsion people feel when at the word blood today. People can have a revulsion, but at one time there was no revulsion because everybody grew up with it right in their backyard. We're removed from that process. We have our food without that process. Other people do it for us, and we're separated from it. But to people to people before modern science, everybody just figured blood was this magic substance. It was magic stuff, substance, and it held the magic of life. And so there's power in the blood. They're talking about Jesus' death. They're talking about that, but they're also mythologizing that blood. Now, one way that you can tell stories are mythology, there are a lot of signifiers. For example, a story within a story. There's a character, he's going along, and then all of a sudden he stops and starts telling another story. When Jesus does that, they're called parables. But there's story within a story along the same lines as those created by many cultures. Another way is to look for the number three. Excuse me. The number three has some magic for humans. When we start our storytelling, we really want to make something seem complete. We want to make something seem like a full set. We'll set them in threes. That's why there's three bears. That's why there's three Billy Goats Gruff. There's three little pigs. There's three amigos. There's three musketeers. There's three stooges, and and the whole um, the whole system is based on a Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And when things are done in threes, it does that same thing for us. It satisfies us. That song that my dad would sing, the chorus repeats it three times. There's power in the blood, power in the blood, power in the blood of Jesus. That's that's how you know that what you're dealing with. You create through the power of your word. And what unity means by that sometimes when you're talking about creating through the power of your word, it sounds like magic. You're you're using the power of the word to change your own consciousness. But when it does that, you're putting yourself in alignment with something that's going to bless you, that's going to that's going to come to you, something outside yourself. Well, the magic of the word also is in its ability to convey ideas. We can I've said this before. We can survive alone, and people do survive alone. But if you watch and look, we thrive in groups. Our thriving, we evolved such that we are what you call social animals. And even though we can survive, that thriving requires other people. And when we involve other people, we're usually going to do it through the word. No matter what deep idea we have, if we can't convey it and get it across as a full idea, then it's going to impact what we what we what we experience and what we create. Um, I'm going to do a little bit of old-fashioned Bible interpretation, and I'm going to use one. I mentioned the first time I gave a message in ministerial school, but the first time I stood up and did any kind of unity message was in a CEP class. It used to be called CEP. It's something else, and it was the prep work to be ready for ministerial school. It was also where you started to. If you were going to be a licensed teacher, it's also where you started. Just if you wanted to learn about unity, you went to learn more deeply. You went to CEP class, and in the CEP class, our instruction was to pick a work by pick a verse and pick a message and talk about it for 5 minutes. And the one I used was from Genesis 2, verse 20. Now, the book of Genesis is mythologically a pattern of our evolution. If you can look at it symbolically, look at it mythologically, the full creation process of Genesis describes things we go through. And they were trying to use story form to describe things we go through. Think of how much you knew about about World War II before the movie Patton came out and how much you knew after it came out. I'm picking an old movie. You know, you can do that with any number of movies. A Band of Brothers taught me more about the war in Europe. The Pacific taught me more about that part of the war. Uh, um, the movie Apollo 13 taught me things about that experience that I was never going to read about. And that's the power of story. Story makes it stay with you. Story, when you take a real person and you try to teach people about a real person, they're not really gonna learn anything about that person until they're turned into a character. When you turn that person into a character in a story, it's not the person anymore, but you can still use that as a way to go. Well, in Genesis chapter 2, verse 20, the world has been created, humanity has been created, and then God gives humanity the power to name the animals. It's the power to name, to be able to set a hold on something. When we can identify something, then we can make plans, and we can talk about it. We can understand how to access it. When we name something, we capture its essence in our minds, in our consciousness, and then we can deal with whatever is going on. When we that ability to name the situations in our life. I think I have named a condition. I think I have ADHD. And if I do, if it turns out that way, I'm going to get tested this year. And if it comes out that way, you'll know about it because I don't hide much about what's going on with me. But if that's the case, that'll help me understand what I need to do. I was when I was um, when it was identified that asthma was part of my condition. That naming that enables me to get a hold of it. The things in our lives that are important to us, we first were able to come to a relationship with those things and with those people through the power of our word. We create our lives through the power of our word. It's not magic. It's the interaction of ideas. Sometimes we don't even know what we think until we're in a situation where we have to put it into words, and then it becomes more clear. That's why it's so important to be aware of what you're saying, because we can learn so much about our consciousness that way. The much later in the Bible, the book of John, the final gospel that we have that was written, it begins, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." That sounds very mystical, but it's really very simple. We give birth to the ideas through the power of the Word. Now, power of the Word can also be mental. I was I was raised in a situation where I wasn't allowed to express myself fully, but because there were things that other kids could say and get in trouble for just for saying them. But if I said them and but people heard me, that was the minister's kid doing that, and it made it hard on the preacher if there was something like that. Um, our words can build up, our words can destroy. One of the experiences I had growing up was with a phrase, and the phrase was, "We're not going to discuss it." Now, as an adult, I'm 70 years old, and I'm finally giving that enough attention as to how that impacted me in life. I can only remember mom saying, "We're not going to discuss it," 3 times, but I can think of other episodes where she may have said it. There may have been as many as 6. But the things that I needed to discuss with her were the things that were really important to me. And I needed to discuss things that were going to impact us day in and day out. And she said, we're not going to discuss it. And I had no power. That feeling of powerlessness is something that I had to finally come work on a as not just a memory a memory of powerlessness, but a tendency to just be powerless in my life. I'm having these I'm having these realizations on a day-to-day basis. When we understand how much we create through the power of the word, we can go back and rewire our brains because I rewired my brains with words that didn't work for me. Going back to do that rewiring is important. And the power we have for that is the power of the word. How do you create something new? You start with the words. Start with your self-talk. Is the self-talk true? Now, that word true is a key for me in the power of the word. When words are used and there's no truth behind them, when words are used and the truth isn't there to underpin it, uh, not much is going to be created that's going to be lasting. Not much is going to be created that's going to be positive, that's going to be constructive. When we speak the words that are true, even the ones that seem negative, uh, positive and negative is just an extension of good and evil. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of positive and negative. When we say the words, no matter how they sound, that can help us identify what's going on, then we have a way to be powerful in our life. Is our self-talk true? Is our self-talk kind? Is our self-talk helpful? Those are questions to ask about the words we speak to others as well in conversation. Starting with true. Are they true? And one way to learn to be monitoring your own words is to be monitoring the words of others. Listen, are they telling me something that's true? It, it may be true for them. There is a set of facts in the world, and the set of facts can mislead us too. There's a paradox, and the paradox is that we must be willing to change the way we work, but we also way we speak, excuse me, but be willing to change the way we listen. The faculty of power is also about listening. We use the faculty of power also in along with the other powers. That verse that I chose about where God gave man the power to name the animals. That's the faculty of order. We have the ability to create order in our brain that allows us to function in our lives and bring order to our lives. But it's done through the power. We have to be willing to name those animals, and then we can create that order. That order. When I say name those animals, I'm talking about name the conditions, name the situation, name the groups of people. Name when we're able to do that and do it consciously, we are able to create our world. Now, if we're powerless, if we're feeling powerless, it can be from someone outside ourselves, and but it can also be our reaction to someone else. The last time my mother uh, uh, said we're not going to discuss it to me. I was 14, and up until that situation, up until she said we're not going to discuss it, that time I had brought home the honor roll, every single report card from kindergarten all the way through eighth grade. I was the salutatorian of our graduating eighth grade class, and she said we're not going to discuss it, and she never saw um, another honor roll, excuse me. Thank you. Praline's helping me remember. She never saw another honor roll. It was a big mystery. Why? And finally, I told them when the question came up, and they were shocked. Davy wouldn't do that. Yeah, Davy would. You had an idea of Davy that didn't match the real Davy. And that happens with us. You do it and I do it. We need the power to see clearly, to see what's true, to understand what's true. It requires deep listening, and it requires attention to the words we speak and the way we speak them. The way to create through the power of the word on a regular, ongoing basis is simple. We just practice, practice, practice. That's the name of it. We're going to practice in meditation in a moment. We're going to just take a moment for of meditation, a moment for affirmation, a moment for contemplation. But before we do, I want to invite Christine S. to take us into meditation, and she'll play for us coming out as well.
Oh, what I would do to have. Oh, what I would do to have the kind of faith it takes to climb out of this boat I'm in onto the crashing waves, step out of my comfort zone into the unknown where Jesus is, and he's holding out his hand, and the waves are calling out my name, and they laugh at me, reminding me of all the times I tried before and failed. The waves, they keep on telling me time and time again, girl, you'll never win. You'll never win. But the voice of truth tells me a different story. The voice of truth says, do not be afraid. And the voice of truth says, this is for my glory. Out of all the voices calling out to me, I will choose to listen and believe the voice of truth. Oh, what I would do to have the kind of strength it takes to stand before a giant with just a sling and a stone, surrounded by the sound of 1,000 warriors shaking in their armor, wishing they'd had the strength to stand. But the giant's calling out my name, and he laughs at me, reminding me of all the times I've tried before and failed. The giant keeps on telling me time and time again, girl, you'll never win. You'll never win. And the voice of truth tells me a different story. The voice of truth says, do not be afraid. And the voice of truth says, this is for my glory. Out of all the voices calling out to me, I will choose to listen and believe the voice of truth. But the stone was just the right size to put the giant on the ground, and the waves, they don't seem so high from the top of them looking down. I will soar with the wings of eagles when I stop and listen to the sound of Jesus singing over me. And the voice of truth says, this is for my glory. The voice of truth says, do not be afraid. And the voice of truth says, this is for my glory. Out of all the voices calling out to me, I will choose to listen and believe. I will choose to listen and believe the voice of truth.
the voice of truth. There's a part of your brain, a part of your mind, a part of your consciousness, a part of your being, however you want to express it and think of it. There's a part of you that resonates when something true is spoken. When something is spoken, the first thing we want to do is examine, is this true for me? Is it true empirically? What's its reality in our lives, in my life? Voice that rings true can help us build anything we want to create in our lives. Whatever stage of life we're in, there may be something we want to create, even if it's peace of mind. Peace of mind begins with the word peace. I am at peace. If you can, allow my words to echo through your brain as if you said them. I am calm. The peace that is at the center of the universe, at the center of each atom, that's at the center of each molecule. That peace is at the center of you. And you access it through understanding that comes through speaking the word. I am peace. I am calm. I am strong. I am understanding. I am love in action. I am peace. Where there's a need for abundance, abundance begins through the faculty of power, through the ability to create through the word, to find a job, to know where to cut expenses, to understand the outside forces and how much you can control, how much you can't. It comes through the power of the word. It begins with speaking it. Abundance. I am abundant. I am an expression of the divine in the world, if that's my belief. That's what I affirm. I am whole. I am wholeness itself. There's an essence of life that's represented in literature by the word blood. There's power in the blood. There's power in life. There's power in life. And it begins through the faculty of power, through the word, through speaking it, contemplating it, and claiming it as our own. I am calm. I am peace, and I am wholeness. I want to invite you to rest in the silence for a moment, in the awareness. I am calm. I am at peace. I am abundant. I am wholeness as an expression. I am. As we prepare to return our attention to this place, to this moment, to this time, let us do so with gratitude. I am grateful. I am at peace. And now I invite Christine S. to close our time of meditation together with song.
Love, I'm holding love in my heart. Peace, I'm knowing peace in my mind. A joy, I'm feeling joy in my life. We are one and together we rise. Love, I'm holding love in my heart. Peace, I'm knowing peace in my mind. Joy, I'm feeling joy in my life. We are one and together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. Together we rise. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy. Together we rise. Love, I'm holding love in my heart. Peace, I'm knowing peace in my mind. Joy, I'm feeling joy in my life. We are one and together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. Together we rise. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy. Together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. Together we rise. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy. Together we rise.
Thank you so much, Christine S. It's been a pleasure this morning, as it always is. At this time, I want you to think about your community. Think about supporting your community. There are various ways to make a donation. There's a way on if you're watching on the website, if you're watching on YouTube, you can check out the Facebook page. There's always a button. Consider donating and supporting this community. The people of this community are doing a mighty work, and we're ready to welcome anyone into it. So consider that. And at this time, we're going to close with what we call our peace song. It's "Let There Be Peace on Earth." Christine S. is going to sing it and play it for us. If you care to sing along, just sing right along.